I am a hairstylist and I really love what I do. I love that I still love what I do. And I love the fact that I'm like 28 years still relevant because I love and I'm so passionate about what I do.
That's really
So
great.
that's what I love about it.
Yeah, so I mean, listen, not everybody, even though I think we are reaching a bit of a renaissance of people figuring out their lives and everything like that and what they want versus what they think they're supposed to do. But I think a lot of times folks aren't able to love what they do with so much passion.
Oh my God.
How did you get here?
I think I was blessed enough to, I lost my mom very early on when I was like 14.
Mm.
So you're 14 years old, you're coming up in Washington, D.C. The goal for me back then was to do the drug dealer girlfriend's hair because that was my celebrity.
I'll keep you laced in the pocket.
Exactly. So I just knew like I was good and I wanted to be really good. You know what I mean? So I think that's what inspired me probably more mid into my career was how I transform women and change their lives. That for me was that like moment. And I was like, oh, this is actually, it's not just about the money because I realized I could easily make the money. When you're good and you care about what you do, and you got to care about the client too. But because like, it's like, you can't ever take it for granted. Like when they come in to get serviced, that they, just need their hair done. No, they need that moment to woosah. They need that privacy. They need me
Nobody
that.
want you to be all negative or going through it and then bring
Yeah.
it to my head.
Yeah. And I think stylists forget that, like
Yeah.
what they're there for. You know what I mean? It really is a service industry. And even now, 20 some years later, I still try to treat my clients with that type of respect. I bring wine, I have little candies and, little extra services, like things like that, because people appreciate it, especially during times like now.
Yeah, we do. Well, I mean, you mentioned this 2 decades, almost 3 decade long career of yours, and a lot of it has been that you hold on to, especially in regards to doing your regular everyday clients.
Yeah.
How do you think this industry, or how even you have changed throughout this time?
Wow, the industry has changed dramatically, especially when I first started out. Of course, when you're just starting out as a hairstylist, my goal was to just like, I wanted to do everybody's hair. I wanted to get all the calls. I wanted to, and then it was, I want to do all the celebrities' hairs. And I wanted to be, so your goals keep changing and everything you want just keep rising up and up and up. Like, because it becomes like, wow, not enough. Like, okay, I want to be doing this now. Oh, I want to do her. Oh, I want to do this. And the good thing about it is so many good, nice goals you have to reach. But then the whole thing now, as I get older, I'm understanding the why, how important the why is to me. And I think that it just circles back to your question. Like, for me, I really want to change women's lives. I really see how it makes them feel when they look and feel their best. Like
Yeah.
I really know, like, oh my God, because you feel it, because you get the end when they walk out the door, they want to naturally give you a hug. Like, can I give you a hug? And I'm like, of course. So, it's like this whole thing. And I still get a kick out of that. Like I still feel, oh yeah, I did good today. It makes you feel like you did your best. And for me, that's why I say I just kind of bringing it back to a lot of stylists. It's just about like getting on Instagram, posting the most pictures. Like I was like literally, I'm like, now I don't even want to care about the Instagram no more. I want to just post what I love to do. Period. I can't worry about the numbers. Can't worry about that. That's how it's changed. Where quality is quantity over quality. That's how it's changed a lot, but I just try not to get mad at it, bitter at it, because stylists get so upset because people are really microwavable. If you see a girl online, what I think it is genius because they found their niche and they just kind of stay in it. And the problem is when they get out of it, will they know how to pivot when it's time?
Right. There's so
So,
many new ways and new things and new ways to style and the kitchen beautician. So I'm always like, how does it remain? How do you keep the integrity of being, you know, this premier hairstylist? Like, is there a pressure because there's so many young girls, young boys, young people doing hair in so many different innovative ways? Like, does it feel like pressure for you at all?
It doesn't feel pressure because I know I'm great at what I do. That's what I really do know. Not like, you know, toot my own horn, but I do know I'm really good at what I do. Like, people send people to me because they're like, go to Kiyah. She gonna be honest. She gonna tell you like it is. She's gonna make you over. Like, that's my thing. I really do. And I take a lot of pride in it just for myself. And you're like, oh, oh, Kiyah Wright. Oh, you know, Kiyah, oh, you know what I mean? Like, I take pride in that still to this day, you know, and I'm not like, but I don't have this, but my dreams and aspirations have changed on the overall, because now I'm moving more into the business side. I really want to become interested in it. Well, I became interested in it some time ago, and just shifting from artist to business is really where my goals are going ultimately. I still love doing hair and touching and feeling and changing women's lives, but I want to get a team, an army of, you know, stylists to do those things. You know what I mean? I'm like, standing on my feet this long, shoot.
It's I don't know how y'all do it. I would need a sit down break.
Oh my God, it's a lot.
Yeah, it's a whole lot. I mean, every Black girl has hair salon memories. Every Black person has hair salon memories. Me and my mom were chatting the other day because she was surprised that I had an appointment. I went in and got my hair done, and I left in an hour and a half, 2 hours. And she was like, oh, you don't have to sit there all day? I was like, girl, they don't do that no more. I mean, COVID, but they don't do that no more in general. Like, hairstyling, but that does take away a lot of that, like, fellowship and that community that we used to have in the salon, being there all day. Do you miss those type of vibes? Did you ever curate those type of vibes?
And I still have them, actually. It's like, well, I have a salon suite. So in my suite, I probably have one of the larger ones. It's probably like a 20 by 20. So it's enough for literally 4 stylists, because 4 stylists used to work in there with 2 shampoo bowls. So it's a pretty nice size space. And I can really handle the whole space. It'll probably, 4 people is probably the max that I'll have in there, just so everybody have equal distance, you know, away from each other. But it's like, it's a lot, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's a lot because so many people need you, you know what I mean? So I don't miss it, because I'm actually still doing it.
Right, you're still doing that.
I'm still actually doing it. But I actually do look forward to seeing my clients. So I'm really torn, because I'm like, wow, I'm like, damn, I miss Arlene, or I miss so-and-so. Like, what's she doing now? And a lot of my clients are boss women. So I'm constantly inspired. You know what I mean? Like, damn, you're the head of Amazon. Oh, that's dope. Oh, you're the head of, like ABC. Like, I do a lot of executive women. So my clientele has evolved, because those are the type of women who can, afford and want to keep up that maintenance. People are like, oh, Kiyah, she's expensive. I don't think that expensive.
I mean, hair has always been kind of pricey in general, right?
And people buy handbags and shoes.
That's very true. I mean, I've always been all right with hair costing whatever it costs, because I'm like, I want to be cute. I want it to be right. I don't want it to be.
Your hair is cute too. I like these little.
Thank you.
I like this these color blends. The little
brown, little
ombre, little dark.
You see it. I wanted to know too, because we have gotten to this point, the amazing career doing Jennifer Hudson, doing Usher, doing all these dope things. How did you even start? When did you know that these hands was blessed?
Right. Man, I was doing hair at 14, and my mom decided I was sneaking people in the house so I could make money, trying to hustle up money so I could wear these clothes. DC was very trendy. Yeah. So you had the drug dealer girlfriend's time when they was fly because the boyfriends bought this stuff, and you had the Maryland girls who, you know, we went shopping one time a year, twice a year. That's it.
Yes.
So I was like, I got to make money. So I started doing nails and hair at the house, just hustling at a really young age. That evolved to my mom put me in hair school, and then boom, my mom passed away. So all of those moments were moments that like really started my career. And now from there, I went and I met Puffy, like just hanging out. And well, before that, I started doing hair locally in DC. Then doing a drug dealer girlfriend's hair. Then next, I was like, okay, you know, I didn't know I wanted more, but I guess if I flash back years ago, I was thinking about a time where I saw Madonna and Anita Baker thank their hairstylist on stage. And I was like, I want to thank my hair and makeup for making me look so amazing, Madonna, and feel so fabulous. And I knew her hair and makeup was everything to her. Like at a very young age, I realized like, if I took over hair and makeup, I don't really quite know what's going on here. But she was so iconic, hair, makeup, wardrobe, act, the dance, everything all together. I realized then how important it was. And I was like, wow, I wonder if somebody would thank me on stage. I'm like probably like 17, 18, 19, somewhere in that era. And so now I'm meet Puffy in DC. He is starting Bad Boy Records. Bad Boy Records is about to start. He's like, I want you to do my artist hair. I'm managed, married, but Faith is my new act. So I started out doing Faith. He was centering. She was just like neutral, cool, regular, natural hair. I dyed her hair blonde. He was like, love it. Then, you know, I dyed it red. Like, I go back to the blonde. Then we start adding weave, and whatever it took that to get her to where he liked it, that's what we would do. Then then I ended up switching over to Mary for a period too, for like a year, on the road with her, on tour, doing those things. And that started my tour life. So, you know, now I'm going on the road, I'm touring with Faith, Mary, then it moves on to Little Kim, then it moves on to Total, then it moves on to all these, Adina Howard, Maya, Lauryn Hill. I toured Sierra. I toured literally for like 12 years of my career. And I was like, okay, oh my God, no more touring. This is too much. You're living on the road, living.
It's exciting, but it's a lot.
Because I did the Diddy years. I call them the Diddy years because we did all the Bad Boy artists. Biggie, 112. That was my tour.
So constantly on the go.
Constant. It was constant. It was awesome. And I was just like, now, you know, it comes to a point, maybe like about 13 years in, I was just like, okay, I'm done. I can't. I'm older. And that's when I decided when September 11th happened and I moved to LA. And so, you know, I'm living in Manhattan at this time, and I'm on 34th and 9th at the corner of Madison Square Garden. September 11th happened, and everybody just like, I don't want to be in LA. I don't want to be here. This is like too much, you know, flying is crazy. They might blow up the plane. It was just all of that because we didn't know what was going on at this time. And so I was like, where can I go to make money? Like, I got to go somewhere. I'm gonna go to LA because during my travels, I had come to LA with, you know, with some of the artists. And so I ended up, you know, saying, I'm gonna go to LA. I decided in probably November, I was there, moved totally in by April. And, you know, I had no kids or anything. So I was just like, I'm out of here, I'm going.
I did that myself, moving here to LA.
So
like up and out.
Exactly. So I came out here in Faith. I built up a clientele. I went to the hottest salon. I was like, I'm gonna go to the hottest salon because I know I'm good. I was in New York killing it. So I was like, the same thing. I did salon. When I wasn't on the road, I would go back to the salon. It was like my safety place. Like, because if the celebrity's not calling you, you're not working. So my concept was like, never let it go. And I've kept that same theme throughout my career, you know. So now I moved to LA, stopped touring, and Jay Manuel calls me like, hey, you know, I got somebody for you. Would you like to do Tyra? And I was like, whoa, Tyra.
Yes.
Okay, he said it's for television. I was like, TV, I don't know about TV. Everybody TV. You don't want to do TV, girl.
Oh, really?
TV, they don't pay no money. And I was making money. So I was like, oh, Yeah, they don't pay. Well, you're making like an hourly rate. You know what I mean? Like
True.
I'm just starting out. I got brought into the union. I couldn't come in making no demands. I hadn't been in there for years. I'm just a young girl, 27 years old, getting in the union with Tyra. So
Right.
it was a star request. She brought me in. Hey, I stayed for 7 years, worked on everything Tyra, top model. Tyra, I won 2 Emmys. So hey, it worked out.
It did work out.
And then from there, I just decided I wanted to have my own product line, and I wanted to become like, my goal has always been to become like the Paul Mitchell of textured hair care. I've been on that journey to become like, we don't have that in our industry. Mm-hmm. A Paul Mitchell, a Sally Hirschberger, anyone with a huge reputable brand, and you be the ambassador for it. Like, we don't have that in our culture, really. It's all corporate brands like Pantene, Dark and Lovely, all that's corporate. It's not like a single person that has really been the face of a brand or bad.
True.
You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of insane. So I've always been on that journey to sort of become that, have my own brand and also bring up other beauty entrepreneurs like under me. So, sort of like the Mary Kay model. I really love that model because I feel like stylists need to make money and understand money. Not need to make, we make money, but we don't understand it. So the value of it, because it comes so quick. And back in the day, I was making cash. So I was really a fool. So living in Manhattan, shopping every day. Oh, I want 2 of those. I was making so much money at such a young age, so which led me to now, being more interested in the business side of beauty, and just, being an ambassador for P&G for 13 years over Pantene, Head and Shoulders, and Clairol. Now moving to, being a little influencer / like beauty authority. That's really the goal, and to really get this brand out there.
That's amazing.
That's it.
Yes, the growth, we love to see it. It makes perfect sense for professional hairstylists to create product. Y'all are the ones that know what's going on with your client's scalp. You understand the chemistry. Yeah. I'm like, why aren't there more hairstylists with product?
Yeah. Well, 1, it's really hard. And 2, it's like movies. Remember they used to put out Black movies and the movie wouldn't do anything. Now you see billboards everywhere. They kind of will flood the gates a little bit with the marketing and PR. And I think that's the same to Black hair care. They had no understanding of our texture and they didn't care to understand. But then when they found that the market was a huge bite of opportunity, everybody
cares now.
Now everybody cares. So
true.
Just really understanding, like, how to just transition to business. Transition is all for business for me is really what my goal is, and to help other beauty professionals. That's it.
Yeah, I love it. So we're on the journey now.
We're on the journey, still on the journey.
Are you learning some things along this entrepreneurial path you're on?
I have. And I think one, COVID really taught me about how to really forced me to pivot, really pivot my mindset, where you just talking about it now, you actually got to really about it, because think about more diversifying your money. I bought a property, sold the property. I'm like, now you got to get back into buying when you're getting your property and your real estate. You got to also just think about, like, how to set your business up, set yourself up like a business, because that's why a lot of beauty professionals couldn't even get help, EDD, from the government, because they didn't have the paperwork in order. So my book, I'm doing a book right now called The Business of Beauty. And that's what it's going to be, resources right there in the book. Here you go, click, like, you don't got how to set up a business, boop, here's the steps. Things like that, that'll really help the beauty pro, like just give her some basics and some fundamentals on how to save in taxes, how to ask the right questions with your tax accounting people. Like those are the things that I didn't know. Like they got all these forms, the 941s, the 1099, the W4, the 682, the 84. What is all of this? It's too much. You know what I mean? Making sure you have a bookkeeper that you could communicate with and understand. Like all of those things are things that I put in the book, and I put actual QR codes with resources. Boop, just hit the button. Boop, hit the button. Boop. You know.
I love that.
Yeah. So just making it a resource. I am a wealth of resources, and I think that's what I want to share. You know what I mean? Because it's not that big a deal.
We're supposed to do that. We're supposed to. I literally was just having a conversation with a friend of mine yesterday, just about management and seeking management and things like that. And I said, you know what? I've noticed a lot of the people is really like playing it close to the chest, like when it comes to information and sharing information. And I find that to be constant in Black womanhood. Like, it's, I understand it. I do. Because so many times there is one place, one shot, one opportunity. But if we share information, we can win.
Yeah.
And leverage that later.
We totally can win. We totally can win. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that syndrome is, like where we don't want to share and put on the next person. I always say, like, damn, other stylists never refer me work. You know, I have a very like few that will refer me a job. You know, it's just like, what's for you is for you.
What's for you is for you. And it should be community based. I understand like feeling like there may only be this one chance to do Michelle Obama. There may only be this one chance to do Beyonce, but they like some of these people, they don't keep the same people forever and ever or for every opportunity. So sharing seems like a thing that would be not easy to do, but like just more, you seem like you would want to do that for your fellow stylist, your fellow Black woman, your like whatever industry.
Yeah, because if people like you, they like you. And if they don't, they don't.
Yeah, but I guess it would be like, oh, I can't tell her, refer her to Michelle, because what if Michelle ends up like having her for like everything?
Good.
Big. So I understand it, but
I do a clubhouse, and that's one of the topics I'm going to talk about, because I just amongst stylist friends, that is a conversation. Like so-and-so did so-and-so, and I recommended him, and I'm like, or she, and I'm like, and now she's done, and I'm like, you can't really get mad at that. Like it's something.
That's the reason you recommended them.
Yeah, it is the reason, but also like, you know, you just, if someone likes something else about somebody else, what you gonna do?
You can't be mad about it.
No, you can't, you know. Like people never recommend me for stuff. I'm like,
really?
Weird. Yeah, but it's fine because I always.
Well, maybe you're just too good.
I mean, but I'm not good. But I'm not good for everyone. You know what I mean?
That's not nice. I just wish it would happen more. Well, I'm interested. I'm interested to hear this clubhouse, because it could probably, whatever's talked about could be reflected in so many industries. Because it's a very similar experience, at least for me, on the editorial side. And you're just like, really? Like I don't have any problem giving you a gig or giving you a contact or sharing information.
Yeah.
We should all be aware, especially when it comes to like pay rates and what this, like if a brand is reaching out and wants to work with you and they're offering you 20,000, but they offered me 50. I don't want you to get cheated.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a reason, but just know that they have the 50.
Right. They have the 50.
They got, so I wish we would
share. Sometimes you do have to have a little discernment, and you have to know who to tell, because some people will use it against you too. And so that, you know, sometimes you do have to be protective, because you know, I find when people want what you have, they come in mysterious ways to get to the destination. So you do have to have a little discernment. You know, I don't want to go too left on that, but
I hear you.
At the core, I want to share.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But I feel like it also comes with, you know, boundaries. You know what I mean?
Gotta
Like,
have discernment. You're so right. You're so
you
right.
have to have a little discernment. You can't just give away it all because everybody's not worthy of all your resources
We're ready.
or ready. That's really it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they're not ready. So you might sometimes I might have to hold it tight because you gonna mess it up for both of us.
Right. And I'm not gonna put my name out there on the line for
so that
you,
could be
and you
looked
ain't
at
right.
as, right. And it could be looked at as you not trying to share it. No, I'm not. I don't know if you ready for what you have.
And then that person is typically not ready for that conversation.
Exactly. So when we're talking to you,
like you're not ready. And I don't want to tell you you're not ready because like that's a whole nother thing.
I'm gonna just hold tight to the resource.
Well, we're gonna continue to share, right? That's how we get down.
Yes.
I think also it's amazing to see the work that you're able to do. Like you talked about the Respect Tour, you talked about back in the day doing the Bad Boy, like girls and all of that. I want to know like what has been your most like iconic, what has been your like, oh my God, I'm really out here doing some stuff. Like, of course I'm helping change some lives and feeding esteem, but to actually like shift culture and to make an impact, what is some of the work you've done in that world?
Probably just when I have moments like winning the Emmy. That was a moment I just didn't see it.
Congrats.
I didn't see it. I remember seeing Madonna on the stage, like
you said you wanted them to thank you. You didn't
who was even thinking? I'm a kid, like just saying it in my head. My consciousness was thinking it. I probably didn't even say it out loud. You know what I mean? And so years later it happened. Then I remember the time being on the private jet with Gabrielle Union and Michael Bay and Jerry Bruckheimer and Will Smith. We all hanging out for like 2 weeks, getting off the private jets into Maybachs. What? Whose life is this, lady?
Yours.
And so, I mean, just so many, going to the shows, going to Paris with Marjorie Harvey and getting her ready for all the fashion shows and being on boats and yachts next to Dolce & Gabbana, partying with them at the party. Like, come on, like so many, in Kazakhstan, riding camels to dinner, like with Sierra, like, come on, like so much. So many amazing moments that I'm like, wow, I have had a really great life, just and things that I never thought I would be able to do, things that you just see on TV.
Yeah, it's great. It's crazy. Like, I love it. I
love
love
what I love. That's doing what I love.
What you love. Now, the challenges that you have to face, not only dealing with people's maybe traumas, especially Black women, we have trauma around our hair, around our edges, losing and shrinkage and all that. How do you manage those things, but also continue to make people feel good about whatever hair they have? Because I know you tend to maybe weave hair in or use extensions, use things to enhance. But how do you work with the esteem and the maybe traumas that some of us have?
Well, I think my job and my role is to make you feel comfortable and make you feel like, at least I like to give everybody a solution. I don't like when people come in and you don't have no solution. Like, like nothing. Like if it's nothing, then it's really like, I probably only had to say nothing I could do maybe twice in my career. You know what I mean? And that's when people are like going like completely bald. But then there's a solution. Let's do a wig.
Yeah.
You know, so, but like, making your hair grow back or things like that. But I'm all about like instant beauty solutions. That's sort of my tag. Like that's it for me. Like making you feel beautiful right now from the outside in. That's what my goal. It sounds shallow, but it's real. I want to make you feel beautiful from the outside in. You know what I mean? So, for me, I don't know about, that's all I can really offer. You know what I mean? Like just making you feel good and making you feel like you left with some sort of solution or resolve to whatever you came in there for and look better than you did when you came in.
But I know I will. Well, I'm curious about the usher at residency job, because I know a lot of folks have had opinions about that haircut that he had taken on. Was that your idea, his idea? How did that come about?
Well, I'm not his barber. I just
Right.
on all his, they brought me in because at this time they were going to be like kind of changing his stage show and, you know, inspiring it with new stylists. And he wanted like certain hairs and he kind of wanted to go really over the top. And this was all a part of the theme.
Got you.
So so it wasn't my idea at all. You know, it's funny because no, it's not my idea because the creative director that they had actually brought a picture, and I remember talking to his stylist about it, and they like helped create that. So, but I love that. I love that you do things that people talk about.
Yeah, right.
And like Lady Gaga did that all the time. What do you think about that? Little Nas is doing it all the time, even though I'm mad at Little Nas. But you know what I mean? Like people like that, they're doing it all the time. But what was so-and-so doing with that skirt on? Like that's kind of like the thing now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's sort of like, ugh, I don't know if I like it or not. It's all about like, what's your opinion?
Right.
You know?
Just
Like
trying stuff.
everybody got an opinion about it. You know?
I love it. Listen, you got to keep the people talking.
Uh-huh.
But what are you working on now?
Right now, I am wrapping up my book, The Business of Beauty. And
when can we get our hands on that? Would you know?
2022, the beginning of 2022.
Yes.
I'm trying to stay on schedule. I'm like reading now. I'm like on my fourth listen. Writing a book is really not, is a big deal. And I'm not, you know, it's a big deal. And I'm with a big publishing company, Penguin and Bimbella. And I'm just like, it's a lot. Geez, I thought I wrote the book, I'm done, y'all. No, you got to do this. No, you got to, I'm like, oh my God.
There's a lot of work. Yeah.
But I'm really excited about that. And also just working with a lot of different products. I'm no longer with P&G. So now I am non-exclusive. So it's so many brands. It's so many brands that I love. I have a link in my link tree. I have a link that's called Shop My Shelf. So it's all my favorite products, all my favorite things. So that's what I'm doing now. Just giving people more access to the things that they like and they want to buy and purchase. And yeah, and just want to get myself closer to owning my own brand.
I am here for it. You would know, you rooting for you, Queen. You got it.
For me.
Got it. You got it. We'll be on the lookout. And thank you so much for even sharing some time today. I know we were delayed. I appreciate your patience.
Thank you so much.
Real quick,